Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, boy, the Zone and y'all heard about the Zone, the app, the boxing app. Man, they need to make some moves. I think what it has to do, sometimes you just got to tell on people. When people going to keep not fighting, right? And you guys wasting your money at the Zone for getting these fighters, but they won't make the major fights, and you still paying them all that money. You should be actually telling on them, but you won't for some reason. It's kind of ridiculous. I'll explain. Listen, you all know I talk about some reason, well, not for some reason. We know why people, won't talk about these boxers, right? And even though they're being avoided at an astronomical rate, it's absolutely ridiculous. The newest case, right? Negro League fighter would be Devin Haney. You guys know I'm talking about Devin Haney. Devin Haney's crazy because his mandatories won't fight him. Like, for example, we know that Ryan Garcia beat Luke Campbell in an elimination fight or interim fight to be the mandatory to fight for the title against Devin Haney, and he beats Luke Campbell and then doesn't want to fight Devin Haney. Gervonta Davis, Manny Pacquiao, whoever, but just not, Devin Haney. Why not? You're the mandatory. You should want to fight him, right? So that didn't happen, right? So what happens is then he was going to fight Javier Fortuna. Then Ryan Garcia got depression, and then JoJo Diaz steps in to fight Javier Fortuna in another elimination fight for the winner to fight Devin Haney. Now JoJo Diaz was talking like he might want to fight Devin Haney, but what we're hearing of late, according to reports, even JoJo Diaz is looking somewhere else. Right, first he was looking to fight Ryan Garcia, but both of you guys have fight elimination matches to become the mandatory for Devin Haney, and you don't want to fight Devin Haney. So it looks like we're not going to even get the JoJo Diaz fight, which I was looking forward to. JoJo Diaz looked real good against Javier Fortuna. He should have enough confidence. Now, you would think, wow, that's the only time that's really happened for the mandatories, because we do know mandatories are the loudest people in boxing, where they don't want to fight, right? The champion. That just doesn't happen. But that's Ryan Garcia and JoJo Diaz. Well, another guy, Jaime Munguia, about 35-0 with about 30 knockouts, something like that. Jaime Munguia, junior middleweight, moved up to middleweight, right? Mandatory for Demetrius Andrade for at least 2 fights now. For fight everybody else except Demetrius Andrade. Right? He's the mandatory for Andrade. He could fight Darian Chinko. He's been ordered to fight Darian Chinko, right? A purse bid, I think, is going to be ordered. And he's still going to ignore even Darian Chinko, who's not even the champion, to fight Gabe Rosado. But he's supposed to be fighting Demetrius Andrade. Or Charlo. Charlo's mandatory too. Right? But he's fighting every other person. Right? That's another thing. Canelo Alvarez, right, was the mandatory for Demetrius Andrade at 154. Did everything to not fight Demetrius Andrade. Now, the question is this the new Mexican style? That's for Mexicans, man. This Mexican style. If I was Mexicans, I'll be on them. You guys got all this social media that I don't mess around with. Y'all got all this social media. Y'all need to be hollering Espanol to these Mexicans dudes. JoJo Diaz, Ryan Garcia, Jaime Munguia, and Canelo Alvarez will not fight these brothers when they're the mandatory. That's, and the boxing, since, the WBN, World Boxing News, did something about the WBA, at least they think, this is what you should be doing something. If you're mandatory and you don't fight the champion, then get the hell out of the way. And everybody should stop talking about that boxer for a while. You work it up, your way up, right? And then you don't fight these dudes. Because who is it going to be? A Devin Haney, a Demetrius Andrade, a Charlo, right? Right? So, and instead of covering up, like the media does all the time, they're supposed to tell the people what's really happening. Because boxing and America are smothering all of our superstars. That's why I call them Negro League fighters. I don't care. They're my superstars. I know what I see. Boxers would not avoid somebody that they can get paid a whole lot of money to fight, get a whole lot of recognition, props, whatever else, things for your legacy. Canelo could have been undisputed for fighting Andrade. Right? Undisputed. What the hell are you not doing that for? Ryan Garcia would have got the most money fighting Devin Haney. He won't do it. JoJo Diaz will get the most money fighting Devin Haney. Want to fight people less. Teofimo Lopez, who's not Mexican, right? But Teofimo Lopez would have been undisputed for fighting Devin Haney, but won't. Lomachenko, Ukraine, bring the pain, all that stuff I like to say, right? Won't fight Devin Haney. Went and got that franchise title, right? We got another dude of European, not Eastern European, but John Ryder. Won't fight David Morrell right now. He's his mandatory. These brothers, Negro League brothers, Louis Real King Kong Ortiz, Deontay Wilder, Michael Hunter, Demetrius Andrade, Jamal and Jamel Charlo, Terrence Crawford, Devin Haney, Guillermo Rigondeaux, David Morrell, Shakur Stevenson, and Ennis is going to be one in a minute too. The point is, those are Negro League fighters. Those are the best fighters in boxing, and the reason I can say that without any doubt is because no one was fighting them. And everybody we talking about, we just heard that, Bob Arum said NBFs are on his chalkboard. No black fighters. And the reasons is because they can fight. So let's just say it. Let's put them where. Why are the people on pound for pound list that won't fight people? Gennady Golovkin won't do nothing at DAZN. DAZN is sitting over there losing money on Gennady Golovkin, trying to give him some piece of the company and everything. But he ain't going to fight nobody at all. Won't fight Demetrius Andrade no matter what happens. Just like Canelo. We will leave the zone before doing that. We would, Canelo, I left the zone for doing that. PBC asked me to fight Charlo and Benavidez. I don't want to do that. Just kind of plant, nothing else. Run around picking who they fight, and then the whole media knows this and will not mention it. That's the problem. Stop smothering these brothers, man. Right? These people know, who are avoiding these mandatories and stuff, that are avoiding these fights, they know that the media will be favorable towards them. Right? And the reason they know that is because they've been sat down and told you don't have to do stuff. Right? Why we watch Chris Mannix just tell people, and Max Kellerman tell them, Teofimo Lopez, you're undisputed now, knowing that he's not. They should be fired. Stop saying he's undisputed when you know that you've been in boxing all these years and you hear somebody come up with a franchise title and couldn't even explain what it was, just to make it real quick so Canelo doesn't have to fight Charlo. Damn it, call it the Charlo belt like I do. It's not no damn franchise, but that belt is the Charlo belt. Reason being, if Charlo wasn't damn dangerous, we would never have no franchise belt. Right? And then what happened? Lomachenko saw, well, shoot, I got somebody dangerous waiting for me too, and Devin Haney. Can I have the same belt? And listen, I know when you're like, oh, this black dude over here talking about, they literally asked for it. Lomachenko and Canelo asked for something to not fight there. They asked. Because my man, Mauricio Solomon, WBC's president, told on them. Yeah, they asked. They asked for it. Yeah, they're special, but they're not that special. Well, they don't have to fight anybody. So listen, anybody that likes that kind of behavior in something that we're calling sport, that's why this is the WWE. If everybody, all of the powers that be are okay with this kind of behavior from these boxers, you know that they're doing this, but you will consistently put them on pound for pound above the guys that they won't fight for the huge lucrative fights and with all kind of significance, then the hell with it all. You understand what I'm saying? Negro League fighters. Bottom line, man, all of them, Mexican style is mandatories that are avoiding the champions or something. So Mexican people, y'all know I got love for you, right? Bottom line is, holla at your boys. Canelo Alvarez, I know you love him, right? Sentiment and everything, but he's running from people. So why are we loving him? For what reason? If it was a brother doing that, you wouldn't have this narrative coming here. Right? JoJo Diaz, you're the mandatory. Damn it, you fight the guy that you're the mandatory for. Ryan Garcia, stop on all this Instagram and stuff. Instead of, hey, if you depressed, then shut up. If not, if you're going to fight Devin Haney. No one else we want to see. We don't want to see you and Gervonta Davis. Nobody else. You're the mandatory for Devin Haney. Why you won't do that? Jaime Munguia, you're the mandatory for Demetrius Andrade and Charlo. Why you haven't fight another? Why are you looking for Gabe Rosado? Like Dillian White almost, looking for Chris Arreola when Luis Ortiz is begging. The hell out of here. That's why boxing is ridiculous right now. You know, people in here talking about